TARDIS manual, TARDIS manual, TARDIS manual. Not here, are you? I really must sort through these shelves properly some century soon. Oh! Agatha Christie, the murder of Roger Ackroyd. First printing, signed, with the last page missing. Now I'll never know who done it. Now, let's see. War and Peace, The I Spy Book of British Birds, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Just look at the binding on this one. Published 1831 and in mint condition, too. Now, isn't this the edition with the preface all about that time when... Yes! Yes, it is. In the summer of 1816, we visited Switzerland and became the neighbours of Lord Byron. At first, we spent pleasant hours on the lake or wandering on its shores. But it proved a wet, ungenial summer, and incessant rain confined us for days to the house. Some volumes of ghost stories fell into our hands. We will each write a ghost story, said Byron. There were 4 of us. Well, that's wrong for a start. I busied myself to think of a story, one which would speak to the mysterious fears of our nature, to curdle the blood and quicken the beatings of the heart. Oh, Mary, Mary, if only you could have told the real story. Emergency stop, but that's not happened in centuries. Let's just see if the scanner can't shed a little light on what's going on there in the vortex. Time ship crashing, and again, and again. It's caught in a glitch in space-time, hiccuping through its last moments forever. What a terrible way to never die. Oh no, vortisaurs swarming to pick over the debris. Get away from there, you vultures! Leave that wreck in peace! It's no use. Unless... Yes, if I can just spin the TARDIS a little closer. That's right, shoo, shoo! Back to whatever wormhole you crawled out of. Now, let's see if I can do something very clever. If I can use the TARDIS to nudge the wreck on by a fraction of a second at the very end of the cycle it's caught in, those poor devils aboard can rest at last. Touch wood. Wait for it, Doctor, wait for it. Impact. Now! Well, I misjudged that. Come on, come on. If we don't dematerialize very soon, old girl, we'll get caught up in the smash ourselves. And... Oh, no. The vortisaurs. It's no use. There's a dimensional displacement system protecting this ship. You can't get in. Displacement system failing. Falling to 36% effective. 22% effective. Please, please, for me, just work. They're breaking through. They're...
Doctor Who, Storm Warning by Alan Barnes. Part 1.
Empire News. Masters of the Air. Crowds gather at RAF Cardington, Bedfordshire to cheer on the latest addition to Great Britain's Skyfleet, the airship R101, as she prepares to take to the clouds on her maiden voyage. And she's a hefty lady, of that there can be no doubt. 130 feet high, 1/7 of a mile long, bow to earth, suspended by 5.5 million cubic feet of hydrogen gas. This mighty dirigible is bigger than any vessel sailing the world's oceans, let alone the sky. Truly a new wonder of the modern world. Joining her 46-strong crew for this first voyage to the far-flung shores of India, 6 very important passengers, including the Minister for the Air, Brigadier General the Right Honourable Lord Tamworth, whose dream of an Imperial airship service connecting the furthest of Britannia's dominions has at last become a reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, Today marks the beginning of a new age in intercontinental travel. I am delighted and proud to be accompanying the worthy crew of this magnificent vessel on her inaugural flight. And I shall see you all in Karachi.
Hello, what's this? It looks like the minister's favourite terrier wants to be in on the adventure too. Bad luck, old scout. No dogs allowed on this trip. And so, with her 5 Beardmore Tornado 3 8-cylinder engines singing in perfect tune, she slips the mooring tower, and it's up, up and away. God speed you on your way, airship R101, and God bless your passengers, the true masters of the air.
Have a look, I say. Foreign Office Waller opens up the dispatch boxes. 36 bottles of finest malt whiskey inside. Well, I said, if it has to be a retreat, don't see why it should be a dry one, huh?
Well said, Tamworth.
Yeah, but seriously, all of you know what this wonderful machine around us could mean for our king, our country, our world. Raise your glasses, gentlemen. I give you the R101.
The R101.
Ah, Frayling, over here, man, over here. Come and powwow with the fellas at the top table. I'd like you to meet Lieutenant Colonel Frayling here, sorting out the blueprints for our little chariot of the gods. Is that right, Frayling?
I did have some substantial input into the design of the R101, that's true, but...
Some substantial input? Damn thing wouldn't have got 6 inches above the ground without your know-how, man. Maybe one can learn something from grammar school education after all.
A surprising sentiment for a socialist minister, if I might say so, sir.
Well, I'm a funny sort of socialist. Oh, do cheer up, Lieutenant Colonel. Most men would be proud on a day like today. We're all proud of you, ain't that so?
Maybe they wouldn't be singing our praises, Lord Tamworth, if they knew that this ship hadn't completed its trial.
Shh, not having this, not again. Safe as houses.
On paper, sir, on paper. You know how unhappy I was with the modifications you imposed upon my team last summer. Extra weight, you insisted. She must carry 56 tons extra weight. Yet what do I find beneath my feet when I walk aboard the ship? Half a ton of Axminster carpet, sir. Half a ton.
Why, it's a very fine carpet for a very fine occasion.
I warn you, sir, I'm not to be... What I mean is, don't you think I ought to be made aware of exactly what else this ship is carrying?
What else?
Sealed compartments to the fore and aft? At least one passenger who appears nowhere on any list?
You're a clever man, ain't you? You don't miss a trick. It is true to say that our mission today is a little more than a simple flight to the station at Karachi.
So what exactly is it?
And I promise you, Lieutenant Colonel, that if I have been somewhat economical with the actuality of late, then my reasons will become abundantly clear in a very short time indeed. I need you, Frayling. The Prime Minister needs you. Your king and your country need you to be stout, dependable, and strong. We will return from this trip covered in glory, all of us. Take heart, man. Not long now. Now, soon we shall all be retiring to the smoking room for coffee and cigars. Why don't you run along and impress the Director of Civil Aviation? Do your career a favour, eh?
I see, sir. Yes, I'm sorry if
That's
I may have
quite all right. Cut along. Rathburn!
Minister?
I've always thought a good valet should never be more than a finger's click from his master's side. And you do make a very good valet, don't you, Rathburn?
I try, Minister. Do we have a problem with the young Lieutenant Colonel?
Not yet. But it might be worth keeping an eye on that one as our little adventure progresses. No, I wondered if you shouldn't just look in on the passenger in cabin 43. See if there's anything you can do to make the journey more comfortable.
As you wish.
Good, good. Steward! Steward! What's a distinguished guest got to do to get an Irish coffee round here, huh?
The vortisaurs! I did it! I did it! The extra momentum generated by the creatures themselves was enough to push the timeship on. And it should have provided enough of a power surge to restore the displacement system just as... Doctor, you know, you really must stop talking to yourself at times like this. Terrible habit. First sign of madness, they say. Oh, so you're back, are you? Well, I'm not hanging around to be pecked apart like the last sardine in the can. Now, can I afford to make a jump straight out of the vortex of this four-dimensional dateline? I think I'll have to. Fingers crossed. And... bye-bye!
Memoirs of an Edwardian Adventuress by Charlotte E. Pollard. Chapter 1. Candy floss clouds scattered as the mighty dirigible soared into the black night sky. A black so black it... well, what's that supposed to mean? A black so black it...